When Five Nights at Freddy's was released, I was in the 7th grade. I remember a friend at the time brought her Samsung tablet and we all gathered around and watched her play. Since then, the whole grade was obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's. To be exact, this was in 2014. Few could have predicted that this small indie game would grow into one of the most recognizable franchises in modern gaming history. Developed solely by a guy named Scott Cawthon, the game originated as a low-budget project with simple mechanics. The player, a night security guard, has to watch the pizzeria, which is like a Chuck E. Cheese, and the animatronics are haunted. That's the gist of the game. What seemed like a modest indie experiment rapidly expanded into a multimedia empire spanning sequels, books, merch, fandoms, and even a Blumhouse production film. The original Five Nights at Freddy's emerged almost accidentally. Cawthon, facing criticism that his previous games looked unintentionally creepy, learned from that feedback and crafted a horror experience around animatronic characters. The game's minimalist design resonated with players for its originality and tension. Streamers and YouTubers, mainly Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie, aka the OGs, catapulted the game into a viral fame, making it a staple in the Let's Play era. The game's simplicity and replayability made it accessible, while the unsettling atmosphere captured horror fans' imaginations. Rather than letting the hype fade, Cawthon quickly followed with the sequels. Between 2014 and 2015 alone, 4 mainline Five Nights at Freddy's games were released. Each added new characters, expanded the lore, and deepened the fandom's obsession with unraveling the mysteries. Players weren't just surviving nights. They were theorizing about the hidden story behind the murders, the mysterious purple guy, like our OG Matt Pat, and the tragic fate of the children. The lore became central to Five Nights at Freddy's as the gameplay itself. What truly elevated Five Nights at Freddy's was the fandom, obviously. Online forums, Reddit threads, and notably the YouTubers, Game Theory, PewDiePie, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, turned speculation into a participatory experience. Fans combed through background details, sound clips, and minigames to construct elaborate timelines and theories. This engagement transformed Five Nights at Freddy's from just a horror game into a cultural puzzle box that demanded the fandom's participation. Fan art, fan games, even songs inspired by the lore reinforced a presence far beyond the original titles. Recognizing the cultural force he had created, Cawthon expanded Five Nights at Freddy's beyond video games. Novels like the Silver Eyes trilogy and Fazbear Frights series gave fans more lore to explore. Merch from plushies, which I own, turned the characters into recognizable icons for younger audiences. In 2023, the long-awaited Five Nights at Freddy's film previewed, proving the franchise's endurance nearly a decade after its debut. The movie brought the animatronics to the big screen, cementing Five Nights at Freddy's as more than just a video game. It became a cross-media phenomenon. Now it even has its place in Universal Studios' biggest annual Halloween events, alongside horror legends like Chucky, Ghostbusters, and Insidious. Five Nights at Freddy's influence reaches far beyond its own series. It showed that indie horror games could dominate mainstream culture when paired with the internet platforms. It inspired countless imitators and spin-offs, shaping the trajectory of horror in gaming. Its model of building mystery through subtle hints and community-driven speculation has influenced how other games approach their storytelling. What started as one-man indie game has become one of the most enduring franchises we all grew up with. Five Nights at Freddy's grew not only because of the game itself, but because it created a world of mystery, community, and creativity. From YouTube stardom to bookstore shelves and movie theaters, Five Nights at Freddy's represents the rare moment when an indie game transcends its medium and embeds itself into pop culture at large. Its journey demonstrates how internet culture, fan engagement, and creative vision can turn a niche project into a cultural phenomenon.